Driver rescued as vehicle plunges off Otedola Bridge in Lagos. Private car fell off the Otedola Bridge along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in the early hours of Monday, April 7, causing panic in the area. The incident disrupted traffic and drew a crowd of onlookers. ATN gathered that the vehicle was carrying 4 occupants at the time of the crash, all of whom sustained varying degrees of injuries. On ground doing the needful. The crash occurred around the same spot where a gas-laden truck explosion claimed at least 6 lives several days ago. This is actually where we're going to get this. The Otedola Bridge, I haven't been there personally to know how the bridge, if it's something that has been dilapidated or there's just some where a situation going on there, but there has just been several situations of accident happening on that bridge. Have you been to the Otedola Bridge, Mr. Dandy?
No, I've not personally.
Okay. If we have to look at it, the first incident happened and it was not a likely situation. At least 6 lives were claimed, even more. I think there was a death toll to about 10, but recordedly, there were about 6 lives that were claimed in that truck explosion at the bridge, and up till now it seems that nothing has been done on that. If there were something that had actually been done on that, I do not think this issue would have come up again. I just want to get your thoughts on this, please.
Sadly, it ought not to be so, sadly. And then that goes far to show you how, I don't want to use the word lackadaisical, but how reluctant the government have been whenever it comes to issues that matters to the masses. And I also know that most of them are used to flying, so the road is not their thing and all that. So you're even talking about Otedola Bridge. What about Eleme on Ene Aziz, where so many persons died, lost their lives, and that same bridge, if you even pass there, you find out that you have something like a lonely bridge.
Is the bridge just on the? I thought that was where the expatriates had the
situation where exactly. Before that incident, there was also another incident there where a tanker fell down and then the whole vehicle caught fire. Just almost same scenario. And then these things continues. No state of emergency on the road. Nobody is coming out to fix it. The government will not even address those that have died. Who resuscitates them? Out of what? Government carelessness. Sorry to use that word. Somebody is not doing what is right, and people's lives are being lost. What would they do? They will still just come out to tell you how we are taking care. We're sorry for those that lost their life. But should we continue like this? The government needs to wake up. The issue of traveling out, doing and playing politics is not it.
There were this criticism that came against the president having frequent trips, just like you stated, of them not using the rules oftentimes. Last week, particularly on Saturday, Sunday, the president went to
France, right?
France,
yes.
And then the vice president went to Senegal to celebrate their 65th anniversary or independence that the Senegalese had at the same time, to just to a one-day difference. And the questions were, who would now stay back and watch over the affairs of the country? Well, that's aside. There's been lots of criticism that most of those resources that has been put in these foreign trips going to celebrate an African country independence when we're still trying to. I know growing up, when it's 1st October, we all want to wear green and white. Yeah. We all want to have the Nigerian color on our skin. It's always very colorful. But for the past 5 years, I don't know if you still see that. maybe some churches would want to, still celebrate it, and some organizations, private individuals who want to just have the design, a decoration in front of the buildings and mark the Independence Day. But then I used to feel the energy, and I used to feel it in the air. Yeah, exactly. Why has nothing been done on our own side of the independence? Well, we have the vice president going to celebrate the Senegalese 65th independence. And now I'm trying to make a sense here. Yeah. This trips, we know how much resources are being put on this. Why can't these resources be put on situations like this road construction? Because as we may see it, though Nigeria is developing by the day, but there are still states that suffer this issue of bad roads in the country.
It's even should I say an understatement to talk about that such resources being channeled into these roads. It's even an understatement. Why do I say it's an understatement? There are much more money being wasted apart from these trips. The president have traveled, the vice president have traveled. Probably they're also tired. So in a developed economy, when you feel you're overwhelmed by the people's problem, what do? You resign. That's not the scenario. I'm just trying to create a scenario now. Now, what do? You resign. But in this case, I don't know how real, Nigerians brought out a picture trending yesterday on social media where the president was just relaxed and then with his bottle of wine, and then they now threw a newspaper from Nation on top of the president where they wrote Kaduna killing and all that. So what's that picture? They're trying to paint a scenario where the president has traveled out while killing is ongoing in Kaduna, another part of the country. Now, why traveling out while your own country is boiling? Why are you going to celebrate other countries, which is good? Yes. But why are you going to celebrate others when your own country cannot even celebrate you? You were talking about Independence Day celebration and other. Who is even... It means that's to show you how far our democracy is being dilapidated or is dilapidating in this situation, because that zeal is no longer there. There is a disconnect between the government and the people. And then see what's happening in our roads. What a proactive government will even cancel the movement. Whatever it is, my people are dying. One soul is more important to me, so let me come back and fix it. In fact, there should be a situation where something happened like this, the president will drive down, stay there until he's fixed. If the government wants to get that road done for 3 months, they will. If there's a political will. So some of this traveling, I don't even see it necessary to go out, portray yourself as being good and all that, while your people are here dying, suffering and all that. So the government ought to do more. They ought to do more other than spend whatever you're spending. Let it be a spending or expenses that will benefit the masses, that will benefit your people. Of what use is the vice president going to Senegal to celebrate to Nigerians who are hungry? Okay, the idea is we've come out to celebrate you, which is mutual understanding. Please come to celebrate us tomorrow. The people whom you want to invite the Senegalese president to come and celebrate, are they happy? So let your people also be happy the way you are. Then you're traveling by air. What about our roads? Those persons you're governing, the people that put you in there, are they enjoying the move? Do they even have the capacity to travel by air? They are making use of the road. How good is the road? So now when you talk about a road being bad and all that, that's what's happening there. Now which investor will risk his products through that road? Which investor? So it goes far to show you how much more our economy is going bad. It will affect our economy even the more. So you go down with your goods. Now these are even the ones that are being reported. How much more the ones that are not being reported? People are losing their goods. If you don't lose your good over insecurity, you come up to lose your goods over roads, bad roads, no good roads. These things are going on all over the country, and it seems like nobody is saying anything. Before now, under the administration of President Goodluck Jonathan, we saw states receiving payback to roads, federal roads that were being constructed. In fact, it was more under that of Muhammad Buhari, where he was paying back to governors. In this case, the governors are not doing it. Is there a restriction? They are not even coming up to take up the roads. Even Lagos. Such thing keep repeating. The governor is saying nothing. What would they say is federal road? Federal is even saying nothing, and we're playing politics ahead of 2027. The same people you want to come back to rule are dying, and nobody's saying anything.
Because we have the same Lagos State putting their Independence Bridge under construction or maintenance, or the case may be. But just like you said, pressing needs. Because this incident has happened first time. Lives were claimed.
Yes.
And it's happening the second time. So why not, sort pressing needs before, you go back? So it just calls for a scale of preference, or what it is more important, or you want to, the word of having eye service, what people see more. And when the less privileged are actually not the less privileged, the ones that do not have the mouth to speak, or so far,
exactly.
Yes, that kind of incident.
Exactly.
Because at the moment, the Independence Bridge is on hold because of the whole traffic situation. I think Dave Umahi said that it should be on hold while they sort out a different route. But we're not going to condemn Lagos State. We're just going to look at it generally, where a necessary need should be looked at more importantly. What is really happening? This issue has happened the first time, and we saw the scenario, like lots of houses were condemned at that Otedola Bridge.
Exactly.
And you saw the video.
Yes.
You saw the whole thing, how it happened. What caused this accident? What should we do to stop it, not to make it not to repeat itself? But for this issue to happen again, it means nothing has actually been done.
Nothing. And you say we should not blame we should not blame the government, the Lagos State government. So who should we blame? We blame both Lagos State government and federal government. Umahi came to Port Harcourt, Eleme area, and now gave an ultimatum to the company and said, you're going to complete this road and this. Nothing has been added to that road. And that's even where we have the refinery. That's to talk about the one very closer to us, the one that is even generating the national income.
Last I checked, they said the road was under construction.
Go to that road. I passed through that road even last week. Go to the road and see. So if it's like that, how much more? That's a clear example of what could be going on in other side of it. So that of the Otedola Bridge is there. Nobody is talking. It's still the same media come up and tell us stories. The people do not want your stories. They want your action. Please, if there is also a hindrance, or there is also a blockage to David Umahi, who is the Minister of Transport, Works. If he has some hindrances, some obstacles, he should come boldly and tell Nigerians. If the president has said this is not my scale of preference, please let the president also come up to tell Nigerians what's his scale, even his order of importance. We need to know. Nobody is talking to Nigerians. Before now, we used to have presidential media chat. Now it's minister media chat. Nobody is telling Nigerians anything. After then they dance, and then that trends on social media and is over. You came up and told Nigerians that you're going to remove fuel subsidy. They came and removed fuel subsidy. They said they were making billions monthly. Where are those money going into? Why can't we fix ordinary road? How much more power? Then how much more education system? Before you talk about, you're even talking about their traveling good. They even traveled because of a certain reason. Of course, this time they've learned to target something. The health sector is bad. I wanted to use the word deteriorated, but it's bad. So certain times they travel out for health reasons. So how much more those that voted you in? They should keep dying. If they don't die on bad road because of bad road, they die because of poor health sector, and then die because of poor education system, and not that. Now in this whole scenario, please, where is the growth of the economy? We've not even started talking about utilizing the talent and skills of the people. So how then do you expect the economy to grow? So there should be political will to govern the people. There should be political will to fix the roads. There should be political will to provide social amenities for the people that voted you in. If for nothing, for conscience sake. And just remember, the money is not yours. The money will still be there. The country will still be there. And the person will go. Why not do your part now that you are alive? Obasanjo is now old. sorry to use the word, would advance. Whether we like it or not, President Tinubu will also be advanced. Tomorrow you will depend on the next generation. So what will the next generation say that you did? I saw a picture of Bamanga Tunko. He's advanced already. And he's now depending on help of the younger generation. So there should be need. People should have the conscience to develop the younger generation. If we want democracy to be sustained, if we want the economy to grow, if we want a better country, yes, by the time you get advanced and then the economy is so shattered, insecurity is everywhere, where will they stay? How will they be able to run?